Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning. This morning I am in the garden. It is cold, it's like 49 degrees, and today I'm behind schedule, but life happens and we have to roll with the punches. Today I'm going to be planting in the onions that I harvested earlier this year, and I want to see if there are any viable ones in here that I can replant and grow some onion bulbs. These are my onion starts that I saved, y'all. I also am going to be planting some garlic. I don't know if you can see, but and I do apologize. There's lots of activity this morning. I can hear overhead. There's lots of planes, but I've got garlic that is beginning to grow. I've had it in this container in the refrigerator, and I need to get it out into the garden. So let's do some companion planting, shall we? Let's get at it. This is my collard green pot, and I have previously sowed some collard greens. I think I posted that video. I don't know. I have to find it. Um, I'm not certain. Life has been a little hectic, but I did sow some more collard greens. These collard greens have been in here since the springtime, and so they look real good, nice. You can see this really thick stalk I've been harvesting, as you can see. I harvested this yesterday and cooked up some greens. They were so delicious. I also harvested this one, not as much, but I did harvest it as well. So I have some babies growing in here as well as on this side. So I am going to just go ahead on and put my onion starts. If they're nice and firm, they're going into the soil. Now, when you are planting onions, you just put like perhaps half of your onion bulb in the soil. You don't want to submerge it all the way. They're going to sit in here for quite some time. So I'm just going to move some of this mulch that I have, trying not to disturb my collard green babies too much. But I'm going to just, and I hope you all can see. Let's move this sign a little bit first. Let's get it back here. There we go. So, like I mentioned, what I did was I harvested onions this year and I saved the smaller ones. And I know you guys probably cannot see what I'm doing. So let me move y'all so that you can actually have a bird's eye view and see how I'm putting this in. And I'm actually going to cover this up with some mulch. It's going to look like I'm planting it all the way, but I'm really not. I'm just covering it up with mulch. But let me show y'all what I'm doing. I have to apologize. Well, I can't apologize for the sun, but the sun is high. The sun is just now beginning to creep up in the sky. And so the sun is high. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this bucket. And if I have some onions that are still viable, if they're soft, I'm going to put them in the compost bin because they didn't make it. I need things to make it. And if it's not going to make it in my garden, I'm not going to fool with it. So this one's nice and firm. This one is a red one. So all I'm doing is moving back the mulch. I don't know if you all should be able to see. I did move y'all. There we go. There's a lot of mulch in here, and I'm still trying not to disrupt my collard green babies. But I'm going to place a little hole right there, and I'm going to put my little onion, and I am right-handed. You see the bulb is nice and firm, not lots of paper on it. And I'm going to put it halfway down, push the soil around so that it's firm in there. And again, it looks like it's covered up because there's a lot of stuff going on in this pot. I did put extra, oh, see, I pulled it out by mistake. You have to be careful. When you have a lot of tops, you got to be careful. Let's try it again. Put a hole, put it down, firm the soil around. And again, I do apologize. I'm right-handed. You firm the soil around, and then you cover it up with your mulch. I've been mulching. I've been putting compost in my containers. So I want to make sure that everything is nice and settled in for the winter time. So that's my onions. That's how I'm going to be going around in my beds today and putting in my onions. And when I get to my garlic, I'll be right back. I didn't have as many onions as I thought I was going to have. So now it's time to plant some garlic. Now I'm going to spread this out all around the garden. And how you plant your garlic is you make sure that the bottom side where your the roots would have come out is facing down. Now I can't promise that these garlics are going to be viable. They've been sitting in the refrigerator for quite some time. But even if they're not, they'll rot down and will become feed and mulch, food, not mulch, but food for the garden. So I'm just going to place a couple of bulbs in here with root side down, just putting them in just like that. And if they come up, great. If not, they're just food for the garden. So I'm going to go around the garden and place a few of these in, and I'll be right. I'm in a different container now. I finished with my collard green container. This container I have placed in here turnips, bottoms and tops. So this is going to be my turnip green pot. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to place these garlics, cloves in this pot. I hope you guys can see. I'm over here. Let me move you guys a little closer. All right, now that you all have moved a little closer, I'm just going to move the mulch back a little bit and push the garlic in, firm the soil back around, and cover it up. And in the spring of next year, I'm hoping that I will see some form of growth. I'm not going to put one right there. I have that label there, but I'm just going to put them in the ground just like that, or in my case, in my containers. And again, if they rot, that's fine. They'll be food for the container, and I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to cover them up. I'm going to go around, and I'm just companion planting. Wherever I have space, I'm going to place either an onion or a garlic. And since I'm all out of the onion, sorry, my brain is cold, y'all. I'm ready to hurry this up and get back in the house. It's like 49 degrees out here. So I'm just going around placing garlic wherever I have a space. I'm going to put some here. And I can see this soil is nice and moist. This pot was watered yesterday. And I'll show you one more time. This is the bottom and this is the top. And I'm just putting it in. And I can feel that some of these might have died off. But again, that's fine. This will end up being food for the garden. And I'm okay with that. But this is what I call companion planting. These are my brassicas. And in pots like this, I make sure that I put an onion or garlic because a lot of bugs don't like the smell of onion or garlic. And because they don't like the smell, they're least likely to want to eat what's growing in that pot. So I have a few in here. I'm going to put one more over in the corner over there. Let me show you. In the corner up there, the very top corner, I'm going to place a garlic clove, and then that will be about it. Now I do hope that I get something that grow out of here, but if not, that's fine. I'm okay. Like I said, these have been in the refrigerator for quite some time. Some of them started to grow, but if it doesn't, at least I have more fertilizer in the pot. So I'm going to go around the garden and place garlic wherever I can, especially in the brassica pots. And I'll be right back. We are at the final brassica pot, at least the final brassica pot that I'm going to show you guys that actually has something growing in it that you can see. These are my mustard greens. So I'm just going to place garlic around like I did in the other pot. Just put them in just like so, press them down, making sure they have soil contact. I hope you guys could see. Let's see. And I have a drip line in here. So I'm trying to get it near the drip line, but not too close to the drip line. I can see this soil is nice and moist, which is great. I don't want to, excuse my sniffling, y'all. It's cold to me. I don't want my garlic to rot out. I'm going to place one over here as well. Actually, I'm going to put it on this side of the drip line. Place it in. I have some society garlic growing right here. It has died back, but I can see that I do have a couple little sprigs coming out, which is wonderful. I'm hoping that it does return for me. So I'm going to go to the opposite side of the pot and do the same thing. Now I had to treat this pot because it had earwigs and roly-polies, and so far I'm not seeing anything run as I'm rustling the wood chip, which is a good thing. So I'm just putting them in like so, hoping that they are going to at least grow a little bit of garlic for me. I'm going to put one in over there. Let me see the top of the pot. I'm going to move the mulch over here out of the way. I have a lot of mulch in here. I have been mulching like crazy, but I can't guarantee, like I said, I can't guarantee that I'm going to get a garlic harvest out of these, only because some of them that I put in, I could feel that they were soft. And so I don't think that they're viable, but that's okay. They are food for the garden if they don't produce a bulb. All right, time to go to another part of the garden. These two containers are a mystery to me. I did put brassicas in here. I think this is bok choy, but I don't know, because when things don't grow in the time frame that you think they should grow and you're impatient like me, you tend to spread some more seeds. So that's what I did. So I don't know what that is, but I'm going to place, and this one I put purple kohlrabi. Purple kohlrabi did not come up, so I'm going to have to put some more in here. But I am just going to place 2 garlic cloves in the corner of this pot. And I don't know what's going on here, so I'm going to try to avoid, because I have some babies popping up right here. I do know I tried to put something over on this side, so I'm just going to place one little one right here in this corner. And I'm also going to place a garlic clove on the opposite side over here, right here. And I do apologize if you all cannot see. I have to keep saying that I'm right-handed, and so I need my right hand. All right, so we're going to leave this as is and move on to the next. Now this pot right here, this kohlrabi, and from the looks of it, it looks like it's a purple kohlrabi. So I'm surprised, because I thought this was going to be a white Vienna kohlrabi, but that's okay. I'll take what I can get. I'm excited. It is beginning to bulb up, and I'm excited to see that. I've got a leaf that have come off, so we're going to throw that in the compost bin. But we're going to toss that up to the side. It's beginning to bulb. I am going to take this bottom leaf off because it is looking real raggedy looking. So we're going to take it off. And it actually came off really easy, so it wanted to come off. I'm going to take this one off too, just the bottom ones, just like that. Take these bottom ones off and throw those in the compost bin, just to give it a little bit more air. But this is a purple kohlrabi. I did put some more seeds in here, and I don't know if you all can tell, I have thrown some compost in here. I need to move that down onto the soil and not let it sit on top of the compost. But I want to say I put some seeds in the front over here, so I'm not going to mess with the front. I'm going to go towards the back, and I know you all probably cannot see, but I'm going to go in the back corner over here and try to put a garlic garlic clove in there in that corner. And I'm also going to do the same thing for this upper corner right here and put one right there. And again, I don't know if these two are going to do anything because they do feel a little bit light, so they may not. But that is my purple kohlrabi, and I'm happy to see her. Look at her. She's looking good. And she's got a little bitty bulb too, so she must be happy. I'm going to move to the next pot. We are moving down the line, everybody. This plant I can't quite pronounce. I think it's called chugara or something like that. I don't know, but it's delicious, I can tell you. It's an Asian green. It's looking real good. So I am going to just put a little garlic right there in the front, and I'm going to try to squeeze one in the back. I may have to go and buy some more garlic because I'm not certain if I'll get any garlic from this what I'm putting in today. I left it in the refrigerator too long, but it was not the right time to plant it. My dino kale has not come up, so I am going to have to re-sow some dino kale. I can see it should have come up by now. So I'm going to just put a little clove right there, and in the front here, put a little clove right, and I've got wood chip falling down. So I'm just going to put it in like that, and then I'll come back and resow some dino kale because it should have come up by now. All right, on to the next pot. The sun is really coming up, so I really hope you all can see. This pot is my red Russian kale, and I'm going to have to spray again because I see one hole in this leaf, and one is not bad, but one is too much. So I'm going to just mush this area right here because I can see that I did not scratch in the fertilizer that I put in this pot. And I want to make sure that I do that. And in that area, I'm just going to plant this garlic just like that and cover it up. And I'm also going to go in the back and see if I can find a space back here and do the same thing. This Russian kale is looking really, really good. I'm excited about it. So I'm just going to place this back in the back and try and cover it up a little bit. There we go. All right. On to the next. Now, this plant was a huge disappointment this year. This is let's see what it was called. I know what it is, but this is called a Thai purple ribbed eggplant. And it did not produce anything for me this year. It just grew, and I didn't get any eggplant off of this big old thing right here. But it's looking really good right now. It did not like the summer at all. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to try to overwinter it. If it dies back, that's fine. But I'm leaving it as is. And I put in here I think I put a Savoy cabbage. Hang on, let me see. No, I put some saved seed. This is a choy, some kind of choy I put in the front. And I see a couple of choy babies right here. I don't know if you all can see. Let's see if I can get y'all closer. Can y'all see those choy babies? So yeah, that's what's going on in this container. I've got some choy babies growing in the front, which is exciting. So I am going to just go ahead on and put some garlic in here. Let's see, this is 2 pieces. I'm gonna put one right here, just scratch it in and try to let it sit down in there like that. And I've got leaves that have fallen off of that eggplant. I'm gonna put this one in the back if I can get it in there. Let's see, just try to get it in the back just like that, cover it up. I've got lots of leaves that have fallen off of this eggplant. So it's just, I'm going to leave them down here like this because that's what happens in nature. You know, plants, their leaves fall onto the soil and that becomes a great compost. So I'm just going to leave it. I did have another piece in here and it looks like it died off, but I'm not going to worry about that. On to the next pot. I am quickly coming to the end of my garlic. I'm going to have to purchase some more. This was supposed to be a purple Russian tomato. It did not germinate. That seed was a free seed and it didn't germinate. So this pot is empty. So I'm going to have to put something in this pot because I don't want this pot to be empty. So let's see. I have a little bitty garlic. This one is not even worth putting in the soil, but I'm going to put it in here anyway. A lot of people don't put the tiny garlics in the soil. They use those in the kitchen. I put them in the soil and I leave them in the soil. If they grow, that's great. If they don't grow, it's fertilizer. So I'm putting one in the back and one in the front, covering it up, just like that. I have maybe 2 more garlic cloves. So I'm going to place one right here in the front. And these I found in a pot. I was digging around in my tree pot, and these were just in there from I don't know when. I don't think they're going to grow and do anything, but they're not going to produce, but I'm going to put them in here anyway. And that's it, everybody. That's me planting all of my onion and garlic. I have to buy more garlic, so off to the market I go.
Y'all have a good day. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. I hope to see you in the next one, either in my kitchen or my garden real soon. Bye for now, y'all. And I do apologize. I feel scattered. It's just a lot going on, but that's life. Such is life. Bye, y'all.